In this segment, I'd like to discuss upper and lower neighbors of the minor pentatonic scale. When you play, you want to think in terms of melody. If you were to do an analysis of a blues melody, you would hear really strong tones being the prominent issue, and then the singer embellishes those. That's the way you want to start perceiving this. Otherwise, you're going to not get very lyrical in your playing, and you're going to end up playing a lot of notes that don't mean much in the heart. If you're playing over an A7 chord, we're going to kind of base it in A7 for a little while here. We know that that A is the strongest tone that you could use. It would be locked up because it's the root of the chord. I want you to think in terms of sentence structure. This is the last word of your sentence. So you're going to precede it with some other kind of prepositional phrase, or somehow you're going to develop your ideas so you still close on this A. We're going to take it really simply here. Just two notes. Upper and lower neighbors. In terms of pitch, you use your ears always. If you can't see it on the neck, keep track of it. Going from left to right is higher in pitch. Going from a skinny to a bigger string is lower in pitch. If this is our final target note, the upper neighbor would be the C. Okay? When you do this stuff, I really stress that you think about the letter name of the note, the pitch, and the scale degree. Flat 3, 1, flat 3, 1. I'm singing it. Now we're going to make this really simple. If you just took that lick, two notes, you're developing an idea, then you play that all over the neck. Now we're going to go off the fingerboard here, off the range of the camera, but those same three fret intervals would exist everywhere. Now this is the beauty of seeing things on the neck. It's a linear move, meaning it's on one string, so that interval remains the same. It'll never look different when you go to another string. So you want to make sure that you play that all over the neck. See, I'm just playing the same two notes all over the neck. And then you just practice playing them well. Now we haven't even talked about rhythm. Drop this little lick of just two notes over a jam track. And I'm picking both notes, so if you sang it'd be da-da. Think of it that way, and then you'll be able to hear it as a horn line or a melody or something like that. Now we just chose arbitrarily this A note to be our destination. The pentatonic scale has 5 different notes, doesn't it? So here's how I'm going to plant a seed. I'm not going to show you a lot of different licks today. I'm going to teach you how to develop some on your own and how to practice creatively. If you want to play creatively, you've got to practice creatively. If I look at each note in this pentatonic scale as my destination, each time I'm going to have an upper neighbor. So here A was my destination. I go C, A. If I want the G to be my destination, then I'm going to go A, G. You see how I'm just going? I can stay in position and do it like that, or I can put it on one string. Make sense? If I want the E, I'm just walking down the scale, and then I move down. So this is how melodic patterns are derived. If you have 5 different notes in the scale, each idea is going to generate 4 more. Here they are. First idea. Move that down through the scale. Now you might say, well, man, this is boring. He's just going down the scale. Well, hang on. We're going to get some stuff going here. And then here we complete the pattern 1 octave lower. That was C, A, C, A. Now that's a melodic pattern where you used adjacent notes, right? Adjacent notes in the scale. And it was an upper neighbor. Keep tabs on how we look at the patterns here, because that's how you're going to get some new ideas. Now the flip of that would be using a lower neighbor. Again, if A is my target note, I'm going to start G, A. Okay, let me move that down through the scale. Now it'll be E, G, that's 5 flat 7. Then I have D, E, that's 4, 5. Then C, D, flat 3, 4. And then 1 flat 3, the A to the C. Okay, now later on we're going to talk about how to not walk. That's what I call walking. You're changing fingers. When you play a pentatonic scale, you have 2 notes per string, right? So there's a low side in terms of pitch, and there's a high side. Walking means you're just changing your fingers. You're walking with one finger and then the other. That's the big rut that I've seen for many, many years. I'm going to show you how to get out of that in just a few segments. But in our next segment, we're going to try and get a little more lyrical by including some slurs.